I want you to look at the candy bar in my hand. Now, look at this vet bill for $1,200. One of these costs $2 at a gas station. The other cost me a fortune for a routine dog checkup. You think they have nothing in common? You're wrong. They are made by the exact same company. Everyone is screaming about inflation. They say your vet bill is high because supplies cost more. That is a lie. The reason you're going into debt to save your dog's life is because a candy company, yes, the family that makes Snickers, has quietly bought the entire industry. They aren't just selling chocolate anymore. They are selling life or death. And business is booming. Let's look at the players. When you drive down the street and see Happy Paws Clinic or Main Street Animal Hospital, you think it's a small local business. You trust them. But it's a mask. Mars, the candy giant, bought Banfield. Then they bought BluePearl. Then they bought VCA for $9.1 billion. Today, they own over 2,500 clinics across America. But here is the scary part. They also own the LABS. So the Mars-owned doctor prescribes a test. The Mars-owned lab processes the test. And the Mars-owned hospital bills you for it. It is a perfect circle of cash extraction, and you have nowhere else to go. This strategy is called a private equity roll-up. It is the same parasitic model that destroyed nursing homes and the housing market. They buy a local clinic, keep the old name on the door so you don't get suspicious, but they fire the management. I spoke to a vet who worked for one of these chains. He told me they have strict production quotas. That is corporate speak for upsell the dog owners. If you come in for a simple rash, they are pressured to sell you blood work, x-rays, and special prescription food, which, by the way, Mars also owns. They are monetizing your love for your pet because they know you will pay anything to save them. And look, everything is getting more expensive, not just vet bills. Rent, gas, food. Corporations are squeezing us from every angle. The only way to fight back is to own a piece of the companies that are making the money, or at least take control of your own finances so you aren't a victim. That's why I use Robinhood. Whether you're looking to invest in these companies or just park your cash, you need a tool that puts you in control. I've got a link in the description. If you sign up today, you even get a free stock to start building your own safety net. Stop letting them take your money and start making some of your own. You don't have to believe me. Listen to the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC actually tried to sue Mars to stop them from buying more clinics because they were creating an illegal monopoly. But they just paid the fines and kept buying. I found reviews from vets saying they quit because they were forced to put profits over pets. They have calculated the exact maximum price you can put on a credit card before you go bankrupt, and they charge exactly that amount. This isn't just about dogs. This is a trial run for human healthcare. If they can get away with price-fixing the vet industry because it's just a dog, what happens when private equity buys your dentist, your GP, your ER? We are moving toward a world where care is just a product, and if you can't pay the monopoly price, you don't get to live. That is the blueprint they are building. So what do? I've put a link below to a website that tracks independent vets. Find a vet that is owned by a human, not a candy bar. Support local. Starve the beast. And if you want to see how they are doing this to your rent next, watch this video right here. It's the exact same algorithm, just a different victim. Let's go back to how this actually happened, because it didn't happen overnight. It started quietly. Mars is a family-owned company. They are secretive. They don't have to report their earnings to Wall Street like public companies. This allowed them to move in the shadows. For decades, they were just the chocolate people. But in the early 2000s, they realized something important. People are eating less sugar, but they are treating their pets like children. The pet humanization trend was exploding. So Mars made a strategic pivot. They didn't just want to feed your dog. They wanted to own your dog's entire medical history. They started with Banfield. Banfield had a brilliant, evil idea. Wellness plans. It sounds great, right? A monthly subscription for your dog. But what it really did was lock you into their ecosystem. Once you were on the plan, you couldn't go anywhere else. Then they moved to the high-ticket items. Emergency care. They bought BluePearl. If your dog gets hit by a car at 2 a.m., You don't have a choice. You go to the nearest hospital. And guess who owns it? Mars. They captured the must-pay moments. And finally, the VCA acquisition. VCA wasn't just clinics, it was the infrastructure of the industry. By owning VCA, they owned the supply chain. I want you to picture the last time you went to the vet. You are sitting in that waiting room. It smells like antiseptic and fear. Your dog is shaking. You are nervous. You are wondering, is he okay? Is this going to be expensive? You are in a state of high emotional distress. This is exactly where they want you. When the vet comes in, the vet who is under immense pressure to hit a monthly revenue target, they don't say, here is the cheap option. They say, well, we could do the basic test, but if you really love him, we recommend the gold standard panel. What are you going to say? No, I don't love him? Of course not. You say yes. You swipe the card. You go into debt. This is called emotional inelasticity. In economics, it means your demand for the product doesn't go down when the price goes up. You will pay anything. And Mars knows this. They have optimized their entire business model to exploit your love for your animal. You might be wondering, where is the government? Isn't this illegal? Well, the FTC looked at it. When Mars tried to buy VCA, the Federal Trade Commission did an investigation. They found that in 10 different cities, this merger would create a monopoly. So what did they do? Did they block the deal? Did they save the consumer? No. They told Mars to sell off just 12 clinics. 12 out of hundreds. It was a slap on the wrist. It was a rounding error. Mars sold those 12 clinics, paid their lawyers, and closed the deal. The government failed us. They allowed a single corporation to consolidate an essential service, and now we are all paying the price, literally. And this brings me back to your money. Because if the government isn't going to save you, and the corporations are trying to drain you, who is looking out for you? Only you. This is why financial literacy isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It is a survival skill. You need to understand how money moves. You need to understand who owns what. When I talk about Robinhood, I'm not just talking about gambling on stocks. I'm talking about building an engine that works for you. Imagine if you had bought stock in the companies that are hiking prices. You would at least be getting some of that money back in dividends. Robinhood makes that accessible. You don't need thousands of dollars. You can start with $5. The link I put in the description gives you a head start. It's a free stock. It's literally free money. If you are angry about the $1,200 vet bill, take the free stock. Take it as a tiny refund from the system. Sign up, fund the account, and start paying attention to where your money goes. I mentioned earlier that this is a blueprint for human healthcare. I want to be specific. Have you noticed that your dentist office changed its name recently? Maybe it used to be Dr. Johnson's Dental, and now it's Aspen Dental or Heartland Dental. That is private equity. It is the exact same playbook. They are buying up dental practices, optometry clinics, and even dermatology offices. Why? Because these are cash pay businesses. They are businesses where you, the patient, often have to pay out of pocket. They are testing the limits of what you will accept. If we accept the Mars model for our pets, we are signaling to Wall Street that we will accept it for our children. We have to draw the line here. We have to make independent a value that we vote for with our wallets. So, before you make your next appointment, do the research. Go to the website I linked. It's called Independent Veterinary Practitioners Association. It lists the good guys. Call them. Ask them. And if you found this infuriating, you need to see my investigation into the rental market. Because if you think the vet monopoly is bad, wait until you see what an algorithm is doing to your apartment lease. It's the next video on the screen. Click it now.